Good evening. The APD officer being sued for speeding through an intersection and killing a young boy is now suing that boy's mother, saying the crash was all her fault.
In the lawsuit, Albuquerque police officer Jonathan McDonald claims the crash has caused him emotional distress and mental anguish. News 13's Jackie Kent is live at Indian School in Eubank with the story. Jackie?
Jessica Dean, the officer, was doing almost 80 before entering the intersection here, but says it was the mom who was driving carelessly when she turned in front of him.
The little boy was non-responsive. We couldn't get a pulse on him.
It was a tragic scene at Eubank and Indian School last April. A family's car totaled, hit by APD officer Jonathan McDonald, who officials say was going double the speed limit when responding to a call. Antoinette Sweeney and her 2 kids inside.
Mom was still in the front seat crying, telling us to get her kids out.
6-year-old Joel Anthony Muma died at the hospital the next day.
He was in love and loved everything. He saw the good in everyone. My sweet Bubbas will live on.
Now Officer McDonald is suing the grieving mother for the crash. The lawsuit states Sweeney drove carelessly and negligently, failing to yield to his emergency vehicle. As a result, McDonald, who broke a leg in the crash, claims he suffered physical and emotional distress, and that the ordeal strained his relationship with his wife and 3 kids.
That's terrible.
It's a response to Sweeney's January lawsuit against McDonald and the city, claiming Officer McDonald was driving recklessly to that call. The sheriff's department investigated the crash and say he was doing 80 before he slammed onto the brakes and slammed into Sweeney's car at 67 miles an hour as she made a left turn in front of him. They both had green lights. Sweeney's attorney Rachel Higgins says Sweeney could not have done anything to avoid the crash.
She was deemed by investigating police to not have made any driving error.
APD says McDonald is still on light duty because of his injuries from the crash. That means he's doing admin work and is not driving. Also, APD's internal affairs case is still under review. Jessica, back to you.
All right, thank you, Jackie. Officer McDonald had already had 5 preventable crashes since joining APD in 2008. APD policy doesn't touch on speeding through intersections, only saying it's an officer's duty to drive with due regard for other safety, regardless of the emergency.